Hello, and thanks for watching this flash talk of the NCSE 2021 conference. My name is Camila Boettiger. I'm a professor of environmental and natural resources law at Universidad Desarrollo in Santiago, Chile. And with my colleague, Professor Alex Godoy of the Faculty of Engineering, we're very happy to participate in this event as a part of the international network of NCSE. The purpose of this talk is to share with you some insights regarding a new source of water that has been recently addressed by the Chilean legislation, the reuse of gray waters. But first, some context. Since the 2000s, Chile is suffering a mega-drought that mainly affects the country's central valley. The drought involves an increase in temperatures and heat waves, as well as its intensity and extension. The high temperatures have raised evapotranspiration, reducing water retention in soil reservoirs and distribution systems. The precipitation rates had decayed, affecting the snow accumulated in the Andes Mountains, which are essential for the water supply in the warmer season. The volumes of river have diminished, and water withdrawals have affected the recharge of aquifers, causing negative impacts in the water cycle. Such changes have impacted the industrial activities in the central region, intensifying the competition for water resources and catchment. Given the increase in water requirements, especially for domestic use in the urban areas, discussions at policy level has begun to encourage the reuse of water, opening the debate at a regulatory level. Recently, within the Chilean legislation, the source of water has been addressed by a gray waters law, but the implementation of the system presents diverse variables that may hinder its effects in the rate of water reuse in the urban areas, which we think it may be enhanced with the education of our regulation. We think that although this is an advance, for at least our country has a special law that refers to this activity as an alternative source for certain water uses, still, this regulation does not provide a comprehensive framework for water treatment conditions as a real substitute for resources of a different quality that require for sanitary use, such as irrigation, industry, mining, among others. The factors that could determine gray water treatment and reuse activity within the Chilean regulation are the following. The law only addresses gray waters, meaning the ones that come from domestic use in sinks, bathtubs, washing machines, etc., leaving out other new sources such as rainfall or recovered waters from semi-industrial uses. The possible uses of treated water depend on its first use, rather than the quality standards on a certain treatment can meet. It does not distinguish between urban and rural systems, which are totally different realities. There are low incentives for the reconversion of existing sewage systems, which can leave an important volumes of water going down the drain instead of being reused. The discount effects of the prices of potable water provided by the utilities company, if a reuse system is installed, are still unknown by the users. And the detailed regulation of the permitted uses for treated gray waters is still pending of approval, and the available draft shows it's more restrictive than the law itself. So we looked at other countries to compare how they regulate the treatment activity and reuse of gray water, and found that in the case of Australia, Israel, and the state of California in the US, have an approach that combines the first water use with the quality standards after depuration treatment, focusing the reused water for irrigation, industry, mining, climatization, and also recharge of groundwater reservoirs that later can be used for human consumption. We think that these are technical aspects that could be integrated by the Chilean regulation, especially focusing on expanding the possible uses of reused water according to its composition and quality standards rather than its mere origin. Hence, we celebrate the positive aspects of this law, but further changes and implementation rules need to be evaluated to improve the feasibility and impact of this alternative source to our scarce fresh water. Thank you.